Alright guys, Rich here from the RCNetwork, and wanted to bring you a quick little kind of how-to and also what's included with the Pro-Line Titus 2.2 Beadlock wheels. Now, this is a set of beadlock wheels that's meant for, specifically as far as their labeling, for 12mm hex rock crawlers, and then also it's intended for the 1/16 E-Revo. Now, these beadlocks, in the past I really never considered because I thought they were all plastic, but upon purchasing them and kind of looking into them a little bit further, they're definitely far from just being a plastic cheap wheel. Now, these beadlocks are a kind of through design, so they don't have a traditional beadlock on the back side. So what they do is they use this kind of sleeve section here to mount the rear beadlock. Now on the front section, they do use this really nice metal beadlock ring. So I believe this is an aluminum ring, and it does have the nice Pro-Line USA logo on it. Other cool thing about this beadlock, and these are some hidden features that I found out because, as you see up here, I've already mounted one of them to a tire, so I can show you just a little bit later. Now, the cool things on this beadlock, being that it is a plastic one, you have just huge amounts of space back here for when you're mounting it to your vehicle. So the offset is pretty decent. The other thing that it does have, these nice little hidden features, it is a completely vented wheel. So there's not only a vent on the sleeve, but there's also a vent on the wheel there. Very cool feature, so you don't have to worry about venting your wheels, because if you're like me, I always think about venting after I've already mounted the wheels. So another really cool feature is on the sleeve portion here, where it mounts to the front of the beadlock. You'll notice these kind of little spikes right here, kind of all going through. What that's meant for is when the rubber kind of goes in there, those spikes grab onto the rubber and basically making it not move ever. So those little spikes really grab onto the leather, onto the rubber, and then this beadlock kind of goes in and kind of conforms the rubber to that beadlock. So other cool feature on this wheel is on the sleeve here. You'll notice there are just tons of screw holes. Now, obviously with the beadlock ring, there's not that many holes. So very cool feature on this wheel is they are allowing you to change holes if you happen to strip one out. If you're like me, I've stripped holes out before, especially in plastic beadlocks. Now, in comparison, and I've owned quite a few different beadlocks in my time, I have had the Axial Rockster beadlocks. They're the 2.2s meant for the Axial Wraith. And kind of what I found out with those, they use very thin screws, where they're using very nice kind of 3mm hex screws. They use a 2mm Allen wrench to go in, and very, very nice screws they're using. And they are using 12 holes versus the Axial just used the 6 holes. Now these are a completely countersunk screw, so that there's nothing kind of protruding like the Axial one. So very nice wheel. Now the other thing that I found with these wheels is they're very, very easy to mount. Probably the easiest beadlock I've ever locked onto a tire. So very nice, very happy with these wheels so far. They seem to be very much made for these flat irons that they're mounted to. These are the 2.2 flat irons from Pro-Line, and just everything just really works. You can almost not see where the wheel ends and the tire begins right there. So very, very nice fitting wheel. Very happy with these. That's it. Let me get you some model numbers on these wheels. These are the Titus beadlocks, and these are the black on black version. I believe that there's also a silver on black. And the model number here is 271315, and once again, about $22-23 for a set of these, of 2, that is. So expect to pay, about $40-45 to get a set of 4. But all in all, a very nice option out there if you don't want to go with a full aluminum Beadlock will, because they can definitely run you anywhere from 100 up to like 200 for a set of Vanquish. So definitely keep these in mind for a future build that you may be working on. That's it for now, guys. If you liked the video, crush that little thumbs up right down below. And also, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel. Lots of new videos every single day almost, or at least it feels like. That's it for now, guys. If you have any questions about these Titus beadlocks, throw down below. Once again, that's it for now, guys. Over and out.